originally planned to study 2024 Trump-Biden election. However, given time constraints, I shifted my focus on South Korea impeachment crisis. This provides a more immediate example of how democracy is changing in digital environments. This slide shows two parallel forms of democratic participation. On the left, we see hundreds of people protesting in front of the National Assembly Korea. This was considered one of the most significant democratic moments in recent Korea history. On the right, we see something completely different. A global cryptocurrency-based prediction market. People around the world are betting on the outcome using blockchain platforms. Over $8.4 million were traded on whether President Yoon would step down by end of 2024. This situation highlights a new dimension of democracy, where political participation is not only physical and national, but also digital and global. This case raises a key question: how does democracy function when participation becomes global, digital, and economic? We see three major changes happening simultaneously. First, participation is global. Users from the US, Europe, and Asia, etc. all engage in the same Korean political event. There are no geographical boundaries, and we see 24/7 real-time engagement. Second, it is digital. Web3 blockchain technology enables decentralized platforms like polymarket with transparent transactions. Third, it is economic. Real money is at stake. Market-driven predictions create financial incentives for accurate participation. Together, these changes represent a major shift in how democracy operates. Based on this situation, I asked two research questions. First, how do global users engage in political discourse on blockchain-based platforms and prediction markets during national political crisis? The second, what does transactional participation on Web3 platforms tell us about the theoretical evaluation from e-democracy to C-democracy? South Korea impeachment crisis offers an ideal case to investigate these questions. To understand these changes, we need a theoretical framework. On the 1990s and 2000s, we saw the rise of e-democracy. It used electronic tools to support existing democratic systems. For example, email campaigns, government websites, and online voting systems. The key point is that electronic tools were applied to existing processes. Now, in the 2020s, we are seeing the rise of C-democracy, cryptocurrency and enabled democracy. This is fundamentally different. It doesn't just digitize all systems. It creates entirely new forms of participation. One key innovation is liquid democracy. In this model, individuals can vote directly on specific issues or delegate their vote to someone they trust on an issue-by-issue basis. Web3 technology makes us scalable. Polymarket is a perfect example of C-democracy in action. It's a prediction platform founded in 2020 that uses USDC stablecoin for blockchain-based transparency. It allows global users to bet political outcomes in a decentralized way with real-time price discovery. But its political significance goes beyond technology. It aggregates global political sentiment, creates economic stakes that drive informed participation, bypasses traditional polling limitation, and most importantly, creates transnational political communities. During Korea's impeachment crisis, more than $7 billion were traded. Users didn't only predict outcomes, they also discussed the democratic processes and constitutional law. This slide shows what the polymarket interface looks like during political crisis. You can see real-time probability tracking. The platform presents live market prices, probabilities, and user activity. During political crisis, these platforms allow real-time feedback and economic signaling about public expectations. We collected data on December 14, 2024 at 5:20 p.m. Korean time. That time was just 20 minutes after impeachment vote passed. This timing was crucial for capturing real-time market reactions. First, network analyzes using node-access software and current code algorithm to map interaction patterns and influence structures. Second, discourse analyzes using GPT-4 assisted thematic coding with human AI collaborate approach to identify community patterns and cross-cultural engagement styles. Third, quantitative validation using Spearman correlations and cosine similarity. This study helps us understand both structure and content of political participation on Polymarket. Our data set shows strong global engagement. We collected 582 comments from 83 users based in global countries. Among them, 46 users actively interacted with others. Looking at the network structure, these 46 users were connected through 110 interactions with an average of 3.36 connections per person. The network diameter was only 6 steps, meaning any users could reach any other user through 6 connections. Users were highly engaged. They posted an average of 7 comments each. The most active user posted 86 comments. We also found 255 replies and 451 total reactions, showing very active community discussing Korean politics in real time. This network visualization and data table revealed intriguing patterns. We have a notable disconnect between commenting and betting behavior. For instance, named Shekel user posted 86 comments, but only bet around $1,000. Rather, we found made fewer comments, 59, but placed the largest bet over $20,000. This shows that different users have different goals. Some focus on this social discussion and community engagement, whilst others focus on economic prediction and profit. Importantly, all top commenters bet yes on impeachment. Despite the market showed less than 1% probability, this suggests active users have different information sources or confidence levels than broader market. Our analysis identifies 7 distinct Discord communities, each with unique characteristics. Group 1 was analytical, sharing links data with neutral tone. Group 2 was critical, focusing on political evaluation and definitive statements. Group 3 was informational, providing verification and concise updates. Interestingly, Group 5 has highest average betting amount at over $34,000, but they preferred quick reactive comments rather than long discussions. Group 4 used emotional language and metaphors. Group 6 and 7 were more casual, using internet slang and focusing on practical conclusions. This diversity shows that Web3 platforms can support multiple discourse styles simultaneously. Academic, emotional, and casual engagement all coexist in the same democratic space. Our quantitative analysis confirms these qualitative findings. The correlation matrix shows that discourse activities like commenting, replying, and receiving reactions are strongly correlated to each other, correlations above 0.6. However, betting amount shows much weaker correlations with discourse activities, around 0.3 to 0.4. This statistically confirms that economic investment and social engagement follow different patterns. The cosine similarity analysis shows which groups share similarity discourse styles. Group 2 and 3 have high similarity at 0.861, both focused on information sharing and political evaluation. We identified 4 main findings about how transnational political communities emerge. First, global political engagement. Users from different countries discuss Korean politics together. Geographic boundaries dissolve in real time, which shared discourse dispersed across cultures and economic stakes driving sustained participation. Second, there's a discourse betting disconnect. High engagement doesn't equal high betting amounts. Users have different motivations, some focus on social discussion, others on economic prediction. Multiple participation styles coexist on the same platform. Third, we see playful activism. People mix serious politics with casual language. Internet culture meets constitutional crisis. Memes and deep analyses coexist naturally, creating what we call playful politics in democratic discourse. And last, community formation. 7 distinct discourse communities emerge based on communication style, not geography. Platform culture override national norms and new forms of political solidarity develop. The research provides new empirical framework comparing e-democracy and c-democracy. The key difference were significant. E-democracy was limited to citizens of specific states motivated by civic duty, operating through election cycles with geography-bound communities. C-democracy involves global transnational users motivated by both economic and social incentives. It operates through real-time continuous prediction markets and discourse, creating interest-based networks rather than geographic communities. This enables liquid democracy where citizens can participate directly or delegate votes flexibly. More important, C-democracy creates economic incentives for accurate political predictions and provide transparent with new forms of political accountability. This study has some limitations we must acknowledge. First, user demographics. We studied crypto-literate users only, which creates economic barriers and focus on English dominant discourse from self-selective interest population. Second, generalizability. We analyzed only one political event in the Korean context during constitutional crisis, so cultural factors remain unclear. Third, analytical scope. This is cross-sectional snapshot with no long-term behavior tracking and limited demographic data. Future research should examine different types of political crises across various countries, study other Web3 prediction platforms, and conduct longitudinal studies of community evaluation over time. Despite these limitations, this research provides the first systematic analysis of political discourse on crypto prediction markets and reveals emergence of transnational political communities that challenge traditional boundaries of democratic participation. Thank you for listening.